moment and we'll get everyone coming on. So what do you like to do for, I mean, we're obviously won't start just right now, but like what do you do for work? Is it mostly Glam Ambassador then?
What I do is all of it. Nutrition. My main things are nutrition, modeling, and brand ambassador.
That's awesome. And one daughter. I love it. Okay, give me just a moment. We're getting a few people on. Hello, everyone. For those of you that are coming on, we got a special guest. So I'm super excited about today's topic today. I'm going to go ahead and share you what today's topic. We've got 2 steps on how to make a lasting transformation. And I'm going to introduce our guest in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and share this onto both of the pages so that we can have all the members watch all at the same time. All right, we've already got a lot of viewers on. Welcome, everyone. For those that are coming on, let's go ahead and find out where our viewers are from and what they think is a step on how to get a lasting transformation. So come on in, go ahead and comment below. What do you think and how to keep a lasting transformation? And tell us where you're from. We want to get to know you a little bit on this call today. A lot. We want to get to know you a lot on this call today. All right, there we are. We're live. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and share it now. Okay, I posted in Booty Band members. And then I just need one to the elite now. Yeah. Okay. All right. So for those that are watching, hey, you guys, every single Wednesday, Booty Band does a live at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we've got Faith that's on, and she already answers. She's from Florida, and she thinks that how you can have a lasting transformation is consistency, which I'd have to absolutely agree. That is such a great one. So welcome, come on in, come on in. We are gonna have all Booty Band members and the Booty Band Elite members jump on today's call. Our special guest, her name is Jahara, and I actually didn't get where you're from. So where are you from, Jahara?
I'm from Florida, Orlando.
Oh, okay. So Faith and you guys are both in the same place. That's cool. So Jahara has actually a really cool transformation story in which I've been able to follow her a lot through on her Instagram. And you can actually find her on Instagram. What's your Instagram name, Jahara?
It is Diva Hippie 311.
Yeah, super cute name, by the way. Diva Hippie 311. And she has this really awesome transformation of her body that's really just caught my eye as it's been several months now that she's just been so consistent. There's that key word right there that Faith mentioned. So consistent in her journey with booty bands and just with her health and fitness. She's really just put her life into her own hands. And we're going to hear about her transformation and some of the things that the 2 steps that mainly helped her have really lasting results. Like I think when I hear her talk about her journey, it's almost like she just was able to get on top and start controlling it rather than it controlling her. And it's a really cool story. So Jahara has 1 daughter, and she also specializes in nutrition. She's also she's a nutrition coach, a fitness coach. She's a model and a brand ambassador. So really awesome to have you on, Jahara. Thank you so much for your time today. Will you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your journey at before where you are now? Tell us about that journey of like what your weight, your inch of your waist, kind of the mindset and all the programs you were trying before where you're at now.
Well, my heaviest point, I was 200 pounds and my waist was over 40 inches and was bigger than what my hips are now, which is crazy to think about.
Wow.
I have thyroid issues, so that can be hard to manage weight. And I tried so many things. I would try to go on diets. I would binge eat. I would not eat enough. And when I really started to look more into nutrition and what I was eating rather than just calorie counting and carb counting and restricting myself, for a while I was focused so much on what the scale said. And in return, that really just made me feel bad about myself rather than motivate me. So it really had to become a mind to body process for me to help me. And when I started really focusing on my health and being
Wait,
healthy,
just 1 second.
that really helped
Your
me.
microphone kind of cut out, kind of went a little quiet. Go ahead and say it
Is it better
again.
now?
It's still a little
Yeah, when I
quiet.
really started focusing.
Okay, maybe that's a little better. Okay, go ahead.
Is it good now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, when I really started focusing on being healthy, and caring about what I put in my body, ingredient wise, nutrition wise, and really getting on board with fitness and doing the right workouts for me because I've always been active, but I just really wasn't doing the right workouts for me.
So let's go ahead and go into it. So she has two main steps that she was talking to me right before this call about what really helped her here. And so the first step was nutrition and what you just said. So when you were, go ahead and, so how much did you weigh?
I was over 200 pounds.
Okay, so 200 pounds. And then what was your inch of your waist?
It was like 40 or 41 inches.
Okay, so like 40, 41 inches. And then
Yeah.
how would you say that like your energy and your mindset was at this time in your life?
My energy wasn't good. My mindset was, I felt subconscious, and I didn't feel completely like comfortable in myself.
Okay, and when you said that nutrition was one main step to really help you with your journey, so what were you doing at this time in your life that made you kind of start change? Like, what were you doing that's now different today? I guess you could say.
What I was doing before was just buying diet products and thinking if something was low fat or said diet on it that it was healthy, or thinking that if I ate at McDonald's and I just got a Happy Meal and it wasn't a Big Mac, it wasn't a big portion, so it really shouldn't affect me, right? Well, no, there's certain things that just aren't good for you. And then also realizing that everyone's body is different. So rather than comparing myself to a friend that maybe was naturally thin and could eat whatever they want, instead of comparing myself to someone else, I focused on what I could do for myself and what my body needed rather than what other people can do and how they can look like versus what they do. It stopped being about comparison and started really just being about me. And that helped me a
Mhm.
lot.
Okay, that's awesome. So you started to kind of see that you know okay, so then your nutrition started to change. And so if you could kind of give me some of like the top, like your mindset as far as like what you focus on with your diet now, what would you say are like?
Now I focus on buying healthy foods with healthy ingredients rather than the calorie or carbs. I almost never look at calories and carbs, to be honest with you. I look at the ingredients. And I've learned now, through a long time of research and obviously going to school for nutrition and stuff, about what is good for my body, what helps me, and what's healthy to eat versus what's not healthy. And I've learned that there's healthy fats and there's healthy carbs, and then there's unhealthy carbs and unhealthy fats. So I've learned the difference with those things as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone that's watching, there's two steps that Jahara is going to teach us today about really a cool transformation that she's gone to. Where if you see her on Instagram, so Diva Hippie, you said it was 311. It's just absolutely phenomenal to see her entire body has just transformed. She's gone through. She just kind of had more of a shape that was more cellulite. It didn't really have like a really solid, tight look to it. And so now you're starting to see this like tight, sculpted, curvy, really beautiful like hourglass on Jahara. And so the first step on really to how she's saying to keep the transformation was focusing less on like calories. So instead of like these sugar-free or low fat or things like that like you think that are just good for you, really she started to dive deeper into nutrition and found that she was going to focus more on ingredients that really served her body better than just being like calories in, calories out mentality. So any questions here as far as what's probably one of your most favorite food items as far as nutrition goes that you really enjoy every single day, that you could share with the girls today?
One of the like tips as far as nutrition wise.
Yeah.
Well, one thing is, I guess I would say processed sugar. It's a big thing that's in a lot of foods, and it's really one of the worst things for you health-wise, and diet-wise. Something could, even with like artificial sweeteners and stuff, something could, say diet or whatever on it, but those things are really just gonna detriment you. It's gonna still make you hold weight. It's not gonna help you get to your goal, because it's just not good for you. It causes inflammation in the body, sugar does. And the artificial sweeteners are even worse for you than regular sugar, despite the carb content. So they have less carbs because they don't actually contain sugar, but make no mistake that in the body, they still are not going to help you as far as losing weight or getting healthier or getting you to your goals that you want.
If you can think of like one of your most favorite recipes that is like your go-to, what is something that you like to make all the time, but it has no processed sugar in it?
Probably cauliflower Alfredo sauce. So I make Alfredo sauce from cauliflower, and it's really delicious. It's pretty simple to make.
Okay, how do you
And
make that? I'm going to go ahead and type it.
I use zucchini noodles instead of regular pasta.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So Alfredo sauce. Okay, so how do you make it? I'm going to go ahead and write it up here.
Well, pretty much you take cauliflower and not the stems, so just the head part of the cauliflower. You boil it just in enough water to cover the water. And
Mhm.
after you boil it and it's gotten soft, which usually doesn't take that long, maybe 10 minutes or a little less, then you blend it. I add a little almond milk, a little olive oil, some dairy-free butter because I also don't do dairy. And you can add whatever spices you want and whatever veggies you want. And most grocery stores now have veggie noodles already made in the produce section, like zucchini noodles, and those are a lot better for you than pasta. They naturally contain less carbs and they're good for you. They're going to give you more vitamins, and you'll still have a really awesome, tasty meal without the heavy fat and unhealthy fat that would be in regular Alfredo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I'm missing something. So I have cauliflower heads boil for 10 minutes, blend with some almond milk, and then dairy-free butter. What else did I miss?
And a little bit of olive oil.
Okay, and any other seasonings, or is that it?
Yeah, you can add whatever you want to it. So like I'll saute some garlic and mushrooms, and I really like that in it. Salt, pepper, and whatever spices or herbs you want to add.
You guys, I have never tried this recipe, but I'm going to be honest, it sounds
It's so
amazing. So
good.
I
It
love
is.
that
Yeah,
you're
cauliflower is a really amazing replacement for there's so many things I've done cauliflower rice. You can do cauliflower like mashed potatoes, but instead of using potatoes, use cauliflower. It's really awesome, yeah.
there's the cauliflower rice, the cauliflower pizza dough. I've made that, by the way. A little hint: if you're doing cauliflower pizza dough, make sure to take out the moisture because I ended up doing it with too much moisture and then it didn't really like work as well. So what you have to try to get out as much moisture as possible when you're doing the cauliflower pizza dough. But what a great one! You've got the
Gotcha.
zucchini pasta mixed on top with this. You guys, we're gonna have to try this.
Yes.
This looks like
And zucchini pizza boats, actually. That's probably one of my favorites too.
zucchini pizza. What?
Zucchini pizza boats. You just cut a zucchini in half, take out the seeds in the middle, and you add whatever you would want to add on pizza and sauce and cheese. And I use dairy-free cheese. And you bake it, and that's it. And it's really yummy.
Wow. So you
Yeah,
just take so you just take like a zucchini like this and you just like
a
empty
whole
out the
zucchini.
middle.
You cut it in half, yeah, and then you scoop out the middle
Hmm.
inside of it,
Hmm.
and you fill it. I like to fill it with some turkey, some lean turkey, and or you can put turkey sausage and some veggies and some sauce and cheese,
That's
and
awesome.
then you bake it. Yeah.
That's so great. So for those of you guys that are just watching, we have a really special guest today. Her name is Jahara. She has gone from 200 pounds to 140.
132 actually.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Even more so. So 132, and then you went from a 40 to a 41-inch waist to now what are you?
26-inch waist, which I
20.
haven't had since I was 18.
Oh my gosh, you guys, listen, a
Yeah.
26-inch waist is ridiculous. If you go and take a
Yeah.
measuring tape and see how small a
Well,
26,
26. Yeah.
yeah, it's so small. That's awesome. And then, and you said that what did you say about your waist and your booty size? What did you say there?
You mean like what it was before?
Oh yeah, so you said that your waist before is now what your booty size is now?
My waist before is bigger than what my hips are now.
Wow.
Yeah, my hips now are about 37 inches, so my waist was bigger than what my hips are.
So when people use the excuse of like I'm big boned, it's just genetic, things like that, what would you say about that?
I would say it's true to an extent. So, like, I still have wide hips. My bones are at a certain point. I'll never have like 31-inch hips or anything like that. But you can definitely, lose weight, tone up, and still reach your goals, even if you're naturally, bigger boned. I'm naturally bigger boned and I have thyroid issues too. And I was still able to do it. And it's not about making you feel bad about yourself, but just, pushing yourself in a healthy way and finding out what works for you and your body. What works for someone else may not work for you. Before, I used to work out with a lot of weights and that was just making me gain weight. So I realized now I do light weights, cardio, hit workouts, and those really helped me for my body.
That's really awesome. I think we do have a couple questions in here for you, Jahara. So, hi everyone for that's commenting below. We are going to be reading your comments. So if you've got a question for Jahara, we haven't even gone into step 2 yet. So step 1, we're just really learning about nutrition and how Jahara was able to have a lasting transformation with just the step 1. We'll go into step 2 in just a moment, but I'm gonna go ahead and read through some of your guys' feedback through here. So we have Chloe that says, what are your go-to foods or snacks?
So my go-to snacks are definitely fruit and nuts. They're easy on the go, especially like bananas, apples, pretty much any fruit and nuts. You get your protein, the healthy fat from the nuts, and vitamins and all kinds of nutrients from both of those foods. And then also I like Lara bars, and they're fruit and nut bars. And there's a lot of different brands. There's Be Kind bars. Those are also really good for you, and they have really good plant-based protein and really good ingredients and natural sugars.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. I got another question here for you. She goes, um, do you watch your portions or you just eat as it pleases you?
Um, no, I definitely watch my portions, and naturally, you will get fuller from smaller portions as you start to get used to that. I eat every couple hours, so that keeps your metabolism running. You actually don't want to go long periods of time without eating. That slows down your metabolism. So I eat every 2 to 4 hours, and I eat in small portions, and balanced meals that contain healthy protein, veggie, and yeah. So, and I try to do lean meats and stuff. So I eat every couple hours and I do eat portions, small portions. I don't do heavy portions of things.
That's way different, as you said earlier in today's call, about how you used to diet and now you don't diet, you focus on longevity. And I just love how that's so paired with what it is that I teach women constantly is dieting is what's going to slow your metabolism down and just make it so you're working harder and not smarter. And you're actually proof.
Absolutely.
I love that I can have other women in here that just are saying the exact same thing, because I can say it until I'm blue in the face, but it isn't until I got Jahara coming in, and I've got Sandy coming in, I got Stacy coming in, I got Jill coming in, that finally are saying these same things that, you might be able to change and transform a member that's
Well, and
watching
I
right
learned
now.
what was hunger and what was craving. So I eat to be full and when I'm actually hungry versus, ooh, I just want chocolate cake and eating for cravings.
Mhm.
So yeah, that helps too.
Do you ever feel emotional, and do you ever feel like emotional eating comes on anymore, or did you ever not have to worry about that?
Yes, I always had issues with emotional eating. I do, it does still happen. I'm not perfect. But I really try. And having like fruits throughout the day and having like naturally sweet things that helps curb my sweet tooth. So that's helped me a lot. Um, but yeah, I do still have like some emotional eating sometimes. But it's not as bad. Like I'll stop myself and I'll tell myself, well, before, when I messed up, I used to like say, oh, I'm going to wait till Sunday, the beginning of the week, and then would binge as much as possible. So then now if I mess up, I'm like, okay, I messed up, I'm going to get right back on track.
That's awesome. I love that you just, you know, you have a confession, like, I'm not perfect, I mess up, but you know what, it's about progression rather than that perfect mindset, and not putting your goals so far out, like you said, Sunday, just the next day, you're just going to get back into the routine, which is awesome. Everybody has their own like little journey, and it's really cool to hear your journey, Jahara, with that. We got a few more questions. Let's see. We've got, oh, did she vanish on us? She might have to log back in here. So like, wait a minute, my interviewee just left me. But basically, Jahara's she's going through 2 steps with us. For those that are watching right now and you are just a Booty Band member, you should get the full package and come be an elite member. We actually have a discount right now as a trial. For the first month is only $4.95. So if you want to try the discount of elite for the first month, this is only for members that have never been an elite member. You'd like to come in and try it out, go ahead and just comment yes below, and I'll go ahead and send you the link and the actual code on how you can actually become an elite member and come join the community where we're taking our monthly progress pictures, and we're really being a part of nutrition and live workouts. We have an October challenge. It's really fun right now. So you don't want to miss out on all of that. It's a lot of fun. So let's see if we can get Jahara back in here. So the second one, let's go ahead and see if you guys have any questions about the first one, which is about nutrition. So before we go into the second topic, go ahead and just say, drop in any questions that you have about nutrition right now, and we can go over that with you. So comment below if you have any questions about nutrition. Let me know, and then we'll see if she jumps back on. If not, I'll just go into the second part to what she was telling me earlier on this call about how she was able to keep her lasting transformation. She has a really, really amazing before and after photo. I'll just go ahead and show you really quick because it's stunning. If you follow us on Instagram, it's Booty Bands Official, and her story is actually posted just this last week. And so you can actually see, let me go ahead and pull it up for you. This is Jahara's before and after photo. She was a lot thicker. Like she said, she was 200 pounds, and now she's 130 pounds. And this was the really cool results of it right here. So if you've seen this picture, we just posted it this last week, and you can check her out on Instagram as well. We send it out to all the social media channels. But essentially, she's been using booty bands through her journey, and it's really cute to see her little workout videos and just seeing her transformation coming along. It's really cool. It's really cool to see it. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the second part to what her... maybe her phone died. So I'm just going to go right into the second part. The second part to her transformation was about the right workouts. And she had mentioned before that she was not focusing on the right workout. She was just working harder, not smarter. And so if you have any questions about the right workouts, go ahead and comment below. That's something that, as long as you're getting a really good mindset as far as what the right nutrition is and what the right workouts are, and getting that part of consistency where you're getting out of your own mindset and empowering yourself to just step out into the new you, that's truly where that's going to happen, right? So change is scary, but in the long haul, it's so fun to look back on it. So you can always come and join the Elite program where we will be taking before and after photos monthly. Yes, that might be a little scary, but you can just do it to me and so that nobody else sees it. But monthly progress pictures is really where you can see your journey with it. Let's see if she responds back. Maybe her phone just died. Cool. All right. Any questions? I'll go ahead and leave it open for the next few minutes. If you guys have any questions as far as lasting transformations, anything to do with nutrition, the right workouts, or being consistent. We have something coming up on October 19th. We are having a self-love photo shoot in all the groups. Essentially what this is this is the time to dress up, get your makeup on, feel really pretty, and you can either do a selfie or you can have somebody take it of you, or it can be a professional shot, whatever it is, but we're gonna go ahead and share in all of the groups our self-love day. And so in the elite group, if you post a self-love photo shoot, you're actually going to be getting qualified, what was it, 2 extra points? No, it's 5 extra points that day. So it's 5 extra points that day that you'll be entered into the drawing to win the gift of a unique booty band and also 5 one-on-one sessions with me. So post your pictures. Saturday the 19th, that's this Saturday. So get all cute, get all glam, and post your pictures in there. Gina, not sure if the weights are helping me as much as the booty bands. Well, we'll continue to keep taking your pictures. Your pictures are so far looking really good, Gina. What I would do is I would just want to actually see your progress happening with doing the weights. Essentially, when you're adding weights with the booty band, you're essentially going to be burning more calories, making your results happen a lot faster. But it also depends on, what your goals are. If you are trying to get tight and toned, then lifting weights is definitely the direction you want to go. So let me know if you've got a couple more details on that. So live Q&A right now will be on for just a few more minutes. If you've got any questions, drop it below so that way I can help with your guys' progress. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to achieve, comment below. Gina, I definitely want to get more tight and toned. Okay, so keep doing the weights. So don't give up yet. This is a progression. So let's go ahead and continue to keep doing the weights with the bands, and let's see how the body responds to that. Usually, I mean, this is usually what you're going to see if you have had, this is what you're going to see. If you start lifting weights with your booty band, this is what you're going to start to develop a nice look of. Weights are essentially just going to start really increasing your curves and starting to get more definition into your body. That's what weights is going to look like. If you're not as focused on weights, you can still obviously lose weight and get your curves with booty bands, but you're still going to kind of have, depending on how you eat and stuff, it's very, very important with like diet and your exercising there, depending on how your body ends up becoming. All right, any other questions? Okay, so for those of you that are not able to post your self-love photo shoot on the 19th, so what you can do is you can actually take your picture now. You don't have to wait until the 19th. So take your picture now and you can post it before or after. It doesn't have to be actually specifically on that day. Yeah, so if you can't make it on Saturday, that's okay. Still make it work. It's essentially just to make yourself feeling cute again. Any other questions? Chloe, here's a great question. I stopped doing cardio about a year ago and my body has looked better since. However, I miss the stamina I used to have. I tried reincorporating it just a little, but I ended up gaining pounds. Why? How can I add a little cardio back without the bad gains? Tell me about the gains you're talking about. Specifically, where are you seeing these gains, Chloe? That might help. Yay! I got Jahara back on here. Oh.
Yes, I'm so sorry. My phone messed up.
That's totally fine. Yay, I'm so glad you're back. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, cool. So we have got a few, so I just basically left it open for Q&A. So I'm just going to kind of finish some of the Q&As and see if they got some of it. So we have Kelly that just said, I have no questions, but thank you for your motivation and love. You inspire all of us. So lots of love to you, Kelly. We've got Gina that said, oh yes, I agree. I'm definitely going to get more weights. Yes. So keep the weights going. Janice said, Danita, I'm in my bikini for glamour. Yes. That's okay. Absolutely. You can be in your bikini. So Jahara, what we're doing is, and we want you to do it too, for this Saturday, which is October 19th, we're doing a self-love photo shoot. So this is something that you can do a picture of yourself. You could have someone take it of you. It doesn't matter. But essentially what we want to do is really get pretty. Like, it's so fun to like put on that makeup and do our hair, wear that cute outfit, and post it in the group. And just we're going to have in the elite group, if you post it, you get 5 points for the challenge, that you're going to get better access to the free one-on-one 5 trainings with me, and then also a unique booty band. But we also just wanted to see your beautiful faces in there. Okay. Could you do that?
Very cool. Okay. Yeah, definitely.
So come post your glam shot in there. Okay, so we did have a question. Okay, so we're on now step 2 to really having a lasting transformation, Jahara. You talked about your workouts. So what was it you were doing wrong before, maybe like back when you're 200 pounds and you're trying different things, and to now? Kind of walk us through a little bit of what that journey was about.
What I was doing before is I lacked consistency. So sometimes like I would overwork out and then I would be too sore to continue, or then it would just exhaust me and I would stop for a while. Also, I did a lot of weights, and for me, that makes me gain weight and bulk up rather than doing higher reps and lower weights for what I wanted anyway, for my goals, because my goal wasn't to have bigger muscles or anything. It was to tone and get like sleeker, you know. So yeah, that wasn't working for me. And I guess I just didn't really know how to work out either. So I wasn't doing balanced workouts, that working out different parts on different days and knowing how to work out, stuff like that.
Oh, that's a huge one. Is not having like the right balance. You know, sometimes I end up seeing so many people just doing full body exercises and not really knowing how to create a routine for themselves. So that is something that we do in our elite community is, you know, we have Monday where we do HIIT, Tuesday is a booty day, Wednesday we do these live interviews, Thursday we do upper body, Friday we do legs, Saturday we do yoga, and Sunday we rest. So usually we have about 2 rest days. What about you, Jahara? I know that you kind of do your own routine. What do you do for yours?
Well, I do like to focus on lower body, just because that's where it's harder for me to tone. I guess where I'm naturally bigger, but harder to tone. So I focus more on that for my body. But I make sure not to overwork it and still include days where I'm doing upper body. And then also doing yoga and stretching and stuff like that. And then making sure I give my body rest, because that's what I lacked before too. I wasn't really properly doing that for my body either. So
yeah, that's great. So here's a fun tip. As you said, you know, weights weren't really your cup of tea. You know, you still use weights, but you just went lighter weights is what you said. And so here's a good, I get this question asked a lot by a lot of members. And so if I've got a girl that is really looking to tone down, what I want is not super lightweight, like two pounds is going to be way too light, right, for your upper body. So about how much weight would you say that you lift for, let's say, your arms?
My arms 5 to 15 pounds, depending on the day, where before I was doing like the heaviest I could do. I was just like doing ridiculously heavy amounts.
Yeah, we end up thinking that we have to just do like crazy amounts of sweating or lifting the heaviest. Like we think, like in our minds, we end up thinking that we have to almost kill ourselves to like get to this point, right? But it's not. It absolutely is something to just like be smarter at. And just anywhere from 5 to 15 pounds is completely perfect. Like 15 pounds is actually pretty heavy. I usually go from about 10 to 12 pounds is usually what I do on my upper body. But like you said, 5 to 15 is a great scale to do it. So if you're looking to get on smaller arms. Like if that's your goal, you're trying to shrink your arms down. Your repetition that you want to be sticking around is anywhere from about 10 to 20 reps. If you can only do like 5 reps of something, that means your weight is definitely too heavy. And if you feel like you're doing like over 30 repetitions, that probably means that you're really not feeling a good burn. And I would suggest let's go a little higher on weight. So what I would recommend is it's all about listening. I have a lot of people ask me, well, Danita, how much weight should I be lifting on my upper body? And truly what I recommend is listening to your body and seeing how much repetitions you can complete. If it's anywhere from about 10 to 20, you're in a good range. I would even say closer to 20, so probably 15 to 20 reps is what you're going to try to aim for to get that smaller look. If you're trying to get more of a, like let's say I wanted to kind of build more shoulders, what I would do is I'd actually add heavier weight and drop my reps down to more like around 7 to 12 reps. So that way I'm kind of lowering the repetition, but I'm hiring my weight. Would you agree with that, Jahara?
Absolutely. Yes, you're completely accurate with that.
Okay, so same thing. I have a lot of girls that will say, Danita, how do I build my glutes? It's the same thing. Higher your weight and lower your repetition. So usually what I do in the elite community is I start off with my warm up and I'll do like body weight or light weight for like the first round just to kind of get my muscles going. And then usually about like the second or third round, I'm lifting weight that like literally it's hard for me to complete. If I can do over 15 reps, that means my weight was just way too light. And so I try to stick around from like 7 to 12 or 7 to 15 reps. And I know that like my muscles are really burning. Does that say that like you can't get good gains by going to 20 reps? No, you can. I still go to 20 reps, but I want you to be almost like, I want you to be pushing it for those last 5 reps. Like I want them to be definitely challenging you. Cool. Awesome. So Jahara, let's go ahead and go into a few more of these questions. So if you guys are watching right now, we got Jahara back on then, and the 2 things that she mentioned today about keeping your lasting transformation, like no more of this yo-yoing, no more of this like cycling and binging and dieting and like trying to figure it out. That's what we're doing is we're trying to give you these answers so that you have the solid proof, not just from me, but I back up everything that Jahara is saying right now. And she's backing up everything that I'm saying right now. So finding a community of women where you can really start to trust what it is that they're saying, because it is hard to trust because you probably have tried so many different programs. You're trying to figure out like what to follow. You hear all of these different ideas of keto or you know, paleo or this program or that program, and it just kind of gets a little bit crazy. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about longevity. It's about being smart. It's about having the knowledge to back you up. If you want to do keto, but I want you to be so smart about it that if you get off keto, you don't gain all your weight back. There's no reason you should be in a diet where you're clueless, like you don't really know what's going on. So it's about really becoming educated here for all that. So let's go into it. We have Chloe that says, I want to go into my belly and my back fat. So Jahara, what would be a good way that's helped you get rid of your belly and your back fat?
It's so interesting. What helped my belly fat was not necessarily focusing on just ab exercises. I used to do abs constantly, and that's when I was at my heaviest. It was doing the exercises properly, because before, like, you can work out, feel like you're working out, but you're not really focused on doing it properly. You really have to, you know, make sure if you're not working with a personal trainer, you watch videos and you first do a few, and it is time consuming because we're all in a rush and we're all busy, but making sure when you start new exercises that you know how to do them properly, because it's not going to work on your body if you're not doing them properly. So doing them properly, making sure you rest in between and not overworking, and also what you eat makes a huge difference on your stomach and your stomach fat and stuff like that. And as far as back fat, that's a hard area, but there's specific arm exercises and definitely doing, you know, weights and exercises with your arms that target that. So that's
Chloe, I'm not sure if you're in the Booty Band Elite group, but we do certain exercises to really kind of target into that bra strap area or kind of leaning out that back. And I love what Jahara just said. She said, I didn't focus on just sitting and doing a a bunch of ab exercises. I focused on my other muscle groups and focusing on diet, and that's going to take away your belly. So guaranteed, if you don't believe it, take your pictures, because Jahara, do you weigh yourself or do you take pictures now?
I mean, I go by measurements and pictures more than weighing myself.
Exactly, because weighing yourself is you're essentially losing muscle, fat, and water. By taking your picture, you can actually truly see what's going on. It's the body composition. No matter how much you weigh, it's really like, are you shrinking or are you gaining? Like it's you truly, that's where you see it rather than a scale. So I love that. We have a really awesome question here. This is from Shar, and she goes, Jahara, how do you keep yourself motivated to stick to what you're doing? That's a great one.
Well, I know that I don't feel good if I don't, because I've been doing it so long. I see a huge difference when I don't do it. Exercising for me helps me emotionally and mentally. It makes me feel good. It gives me energy. And even some days where I don't feel like working out, because I have those days, I know that if I do it, I'm actually going to end up feeling more energetic through the day than if I don't. Because when you sit around too much and you're not active, it does lower your energy. And I know that if I don't eat right, it's going to make me not feel good, and it's not going to give me the energy that I'm now used to, because I'm used to being healthy and consistent with it.
Like it's a ripple, it's a domino effect that, if you don't do it, you've already done that life, and you're outsmarting yourself by going, I've already been there. I know what it's going to do. I'm pulling myself out of this neural conditioning that I've developed for my brain, and I'm going to jump out of it and start, learning to really take care of myself. Okay.
Well, I now see myself as worth it. So I want to feel my best and live my best life for myself and my daughter. And that means giving my body the healthy fuel it needs to be able to feel my best. So that's important to me too, and helps keep me motivated.
Wow, that's a good one. Yeah, just initially just putting yourself first and just saying, hey, I'm going to do me. I'm going to really focus on my body and making sure I feel good. That's awesome. Shara, if she answered your question, or if you would like her to elaborate more, go ahead and comment below. If you guys are still watching, go ahead and comment your question below, as we still have Jahara on here. Jahara, I'm going to ask you a question. Now it's my turn to ask you a question. If there is a member that is currently watching right now, and she has a waist of over 40 inches, and she's over 200 pounds, and she has no motivation, and she is dieting, she's going through like starving and binging and trying these different programs, and just hasn't really found those answers to keep her lasting transformation, what could you explain? Like, how could you basically tell the version of like what you used to be? Like, how could you tell this member, if she was watching right now,
that it's worth it and you're worth it? You're worth feeling your best and being your best, and you can do it, and it feels great to do it, and to do it yourself, putting in the work. It doesn't happen overnight, but just that you're worth putting work into yourself, to live your best life.
Mm-hmm. I like it. It's awesome. I second that. You were worth it. You are absolutely worth it. And it's never too late. All the excuses that you come up in your mind, like, Jahara, can you go back to some of your excuses that led you to continue to keep staying in kind of like the self-sabotage cycle?
Yes. One thing was, well, I'm never going to be a size 2, so what's the point? Even at my smallest, I can never be that size. So I might as well just not even try. I'll never look like that model in the magazine, so what's the point? And I stopped comparing myself to others and started comparing myself to myself, and just tried to be the best me I can be, and rather than trying to look like or be like someone else, knowing that I'm the best me and it being enough for myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. It's funny when you look back on the excuses back when, we all have them, it's all just like these limiting beliefs that we end up creating, and they sound ridiculous now when we look back on them. They're like, why would I ever think that? Like, it's crazy. And we actually had a really cool live, and actually Jana's on here commenting right now. And Jana, we did a live where it was our limiting beliefs. And it was such a great live because we just sat and talked. Like, I sat and like expressed mine, and they sounded really ridiculous. Like, I almost felt a little uncomfortable saying them because they sounded so stupid. And she was expressing hers, and it got the whole community like really uncovering like limiting beliefs. But it's just so true. Like we end up letting excuses win. And so I think one thing today is, you know, are you going to let your excuses win? And like ultimately when it comes down to it, if like your excuses are really winning, then like, you know, you're better, you're stronger than that. You absolutely have the power within you to all just click those thoughts off and immediately create a new belief pattern instead of the fake that you continue to keep telling yourself.
Okay, I will look.
All right. So
I just got to go to church that.
So Shara says, thank you so much. It sounds like you've come to a place of a feel good habit. All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So any other questions, go ahead and comment below. Jahara, do you feel like you want to mention anything else that maybe we left out on the live so far?
Yeah, to the last question, another thing I would do is I would like tell myself, okay, you know, I'm not gonna have desserts or I'm not gonna have chocolate or whatever for so many days because chocolate is like my hugest weakness. Like I don't care about fried stuff, but you know, desserts is my weakness. So I would eat something or eat a cookie and be like, oh, well, I already ate one, so I must like finish the box. That was another like silly excuse I would tell myself, and then I would feel horrible after. And now I realize I can stop myself while I'm doing it and being like, okay, this happened, but I don't have to eat the whole box just because I had it, even though I said I wasn't going to. I can stop now, and you know, I have.
And how does it feel when you are able to stop and put that box back up into the cupboard?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean how does that feel?
Yeah. How does it feel to like stop yourself and be like, all right, I've got the power to stop myself and move on?
It feels good. It feels powerful and like I'm in control of what I'm doing rather than I feel like before I ate a certain way to try to be thin, and I was kind of like I felt like I was keeping myself almost like in a jail, like, oh, I can't eat this because it's gonna make me gain weight or not look a perfect way. Now it's like I feel free and I'm doing what I'm doing for a choice to be healthy and be the best me. And it's not about being skinny or looking perfect. It's about feeling great and being in control and having a healthy relationship with food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have Jana on here. She's going, you're making me cry. Thank you so much, Jahara. You sure inspire so many women out here.
Oh, thank you so much. That's amazing.
Thank you just for your time. You know, I know that, you know, this is your time tonight. And I just wanted to say thank you for coming on and sharing us your transformation. It's a really beautiful transformation. Jahara, what I personally have seen in just, I want to say the last couple of months of you being in the booty band journey and doing you, I have seen the most blossomed, confident woman just stepping through. And I've just been watching this through Instagram. And I'm not much of like a person to like follow. I just kind of usually just post and go, but I follow you on Instagram, and every time it comes up, I just see such strength in you. And it's just been so beautiful to see this come out, and I just love it. So thank you for sharing your journey. We have Shara that says chocolate is my weakness too. And I can agree. I'm with you guys that chocolate is, but here's the thing, you guys, chocolate is not bad for you. Yes, the like milk chocolate that's full of milk and sugar is not as good for you, right? The better chocolate, the dark chocolate, the cacao bean is actually coming out with these amazing benefits. So it isn't something that you need to like tell yourself that it's bad and wrong and shame yourself. Truly what it is do it in moderation. Like Jahara said, she stops herself. She doesn't think she has to eat the entire box. She stops herself. And then what I usually do is, and this is a little secret for all of those that are watching right now, if you are having cravings for any sort of like sugar or chocolatey, your body is craving most likely magnesium. Remember, this is a huge secret. Women go through 4 cycles in a month with our period. The last 2 weeks of our period, our body has used up 80% of our nutrients that we've had all month long. What that means is you're starting to have cravings, not that your body's wanting sugar, but your body is needing more nutrients. And so Jana just said it. She nailed it on the head. Booty balls. What you do is you essentially can make no-bake cookies or essentially booty balls. And it's basically just full of cinnamon and oatmeal and protein powder, chocolate. I put chocolate in mine. You could do raspberries, you could do peanut butter, you could do coconut oil, like all sorts of little things that you could add to this little booty ball. Essentially, it's just like trail mix, like you put nuts and seeds and stuff. You basically put trail mix into a little ball, and they're the best snack in the entire world. And so if you're craving it, put chocolate with some trail mix, nuts and seeds. If you don't want to do booty balls, you can just do it with that. And essentially what you're doing is you're getting a lot of nutrients from your seeds and your nuts and even the cacao in the chocolate. So don't shame yourself. It is okay to have chocolate. Jahara does it. I do
I
it.
eat chocolate every day. Seriously. I do dark chocolate though. I don't do milk chocolate anymore.
There you go. So there's your answer. Do not feel that you have to stop living your life to be thin, because that is absolutely incorrect. Don't diet, don't starve yourself, don't binge cycle, don't continue to keep procrastinating it further and further and further. You're not too old. You're not too young. You're not genetically this way. You can fix your genetics with your habits and your nutrition. What other excuse do women have?
No time.
Time. You have time. You're just not prioritizing you. You have it all. I don't care if you're a busy mom. I don't care if you're a busy boss babe. I don't care. It just means that you're not putting it as a priority. Don't you agree, Jahara?
I agree with everything. That's exactly my mindset. I completely agree. You said everything out of my head and what I think.
And honestly, word for word, what you were saying earlier, just everything was just nailed. I was just like, oh, I'm so glad she wasn't saying to the girls, just diet and starve yourself. I would have been like, oh no, what did I do?
No, I love food. I love to eat. I love chocolate. And I pick and choose my battles too. So like, if you're a sweet and salty person, you know, you moderate and pick what you want. For me, I want my sweets and my chocolate. So that's where I choose to, you know, have my treats with.
I agree. I agree with that. I don't eat everybody's chocolate cake when it's their birthday. I wait until it's my birthday and I get the most expensive dessert possible. And I literally take a few bites of my chocolate cake and I share it with everybody. So that way I don't end up feeling disgusting after birthdays. But here's the big thing, is not everybody's birthday party is your birthday party too.
That's so true.
It is so true. And here's the thing, it's like, okay, like, you know, have a bite of cake and move on. Like, I think it feels really empowering as a woman to be like, yeah, I'll have some. She eats a bite of it and she throws it away, or she gives it away, or whatever it is. It kind of is like a weird empowerment that's really good to kind of start develop, because we've all been there. Girls, we've all been there. You think that you're the only one, but like, we've all been there. I've binged, I've starved, I dieted, I shoved my mouth with food and then I spit it out. I literally tried everything possible to try to get this like beautiful body. And it wasn't until I really got that knowledge of start eating to what your body needs, not what your taste buds want anymore. Start to really do the exercises and don't overdo it. Really start to learn and grow. And if you don't know, comment yes below and come into the elite group. We're doing live workouts daily. We have a customized meal plan for you. We have these live videos that kind of go into it, and we bring in real life people so you can hear word for word from them. We take monthly progress pictures in this group so you guys can actually see your transformation happening rather than just guessing on a scale what's really going on. Cool. Awesome. Jahara, do you feel like you left anything out?
No.
I think ultimately I want to say, girls, you have one life. And that we know of. Okay, maybe you come back as an animal or some, I don't know what we do after this life, but as we know of, we have one. So what are you waiting for? Prioritize you now. Get that body you've ever dreamed of and do it now. And guess what? The only person that's going to do it is you. Don't think that somebody's going to come into your life and save you. Nobody's going to save you. You need to save yourself. So save yourself today. All right. I love you guys. This was so much fun. Jahara, thank you so much for your time. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to have to bring you back on here. This was too much fun. So maybe in a couple months, are you cool to do another one with me?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Well, check out Jahara. You can see her amazing, confident Instagram dude. Her name is Dizzy Hippie at 311. She is constantly posting booty band videos. She is a hot
Diva
sex
hippie.
mama. She's a mom, but yet she's like, I'm gonna do me, boo. I'm gonna do me. And she puts herself first. You can tell. You can tell that she really has a really beautiful transformation. Jahara, I actually I posted, or I just showed your picture earlier when you were gone. So everybody, this is Jahara's before and after photos, so everybody can kind of see her really beautiful transformation. You could tell her waist is so much thinner, her booty is tighter, more lifted, more firm. You could just see the confidence, and she's like, getting my body back.
Yes, yeah, booty bands. I was so surprised. I remember the first time I used them and I was like, oh, this doesn't really feel like much. Is it really going to do anything? And then the next day I was like sore. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, and it really does work. Like, it's seriously amazing.
Well, and a lot of people are so confused as to why it does, right? And so I think that as a brief just kind of description really quick, we've got 3 main muscles in the glutes. So essentially you've got the medius, which is the top portion, which is going with any lateral movement you're doing with the bands, like anything you're doing like this, you're lifting your booty. Anything that you're pushing your leg back or doing hip thrusts or squats or lunges, that's all working the maximus, which is the biggest portion of your booty. And then kind of like more of like the underneath section is the minimus. And that's like where the kind of like booty support is. So the booty bands target all 3 areas. And so start adding a little bit of some weight if you want, add more weight if you want to grow that booty. If you want to kind of shrink your booty, just use the booty bands and have a lot of fun. Dance with them, party with them. Use them at your desk. Use them all over the place. Use them when you travel. They're a lot of fun.
Hello. My daughter is trying to join.
What's her name? What's her name? Jazzy?
Yes.
Hey, Jazzy. Hi. Aw. All right. Well, you guys have a great night. Thank you, Jahara, for your time.
You too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.